Hi. my college experience calling the cops on parties that I didn't get invited to. So now, not only do I get to be the guy breaking up those parties, I get paid to do it. So why don't you suck on that one, Jeff Harper, because your fraternity parties were stupid and I didn't even want to be in Zeta. 2, I have an extremely small penis. Like really small. And the only way to make up for my lack of confidence is to put myself in a position of power where college kids have to respect me by law. I am the law, and I got a poster to prove it. You know what? I fit in great here at the campus police department. Hey, what's up, Jefferson? Nice donut. Yeah, I thought we agreed I was the sprinkles guy. Excuse me. Is there a problem here? Me? Yeah, you. Look, we got some word there was suspicious activity going on this side of campus, and yeah, you pretty much match the description.
Oh, sir, I'm just here studying, waiting for a ride home.
Oh, studying for your ride home. Likely excuse. I'm gonna need to see that ID.
What? Why?
Are you getting the attitude?
No.
Oh, so you're arguing with me?
No, not at all.
Listen, buddy, I'm just trying to do my job, okay? We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Either way, I'm gonna need to see that ID.
All right, sir, chill out, chill out. Here you go.
Whoa, get that in your pockets, freeze, don't move, don't move. The suspect has a weapon. The suspect has a weapon. I mean, pretty much everyone over here at the station has a real small dick. You know, I mean, I'm dealing with a 3, maybe 4 inch that's erect on a good day, and that's big around here. When we're doing share and compare and all whipping out our dicks to compare penis size, I'm pretty much the biggest. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but you know, a lot of people suggest that the best method of dealing with a small penis is to drive a monster truck, or maybe, you know, work out a lot, get puffs, wear a tank top, show off your muscles. But I would honestly say the best solution to dealing with dork dick is to join your brothers over here at the campus police department. The next episode of Campus Police. Freeze! Who's the one that got down on the floor? Whoa! What the fuck, dude? This campus is safe on my watch.
Netflix pegar, né?
You're watching Campus Police. Proud to announce that in the past 5 months, campus crime has decreased by 75%. Shenanigans have decreased by 37%. Since I tased a kid outside the library last October, horseplay has almost been completely eradicated. You're probably thinking, oh, sounds like Officer Sullivan can take a little break. Not the case. No crime means time to find the crimes before the crimes happen. Come on right now. Hey, jackass. Any idea how fast you're doing?
I don't know, 7 miles an hour, maybe.
What makes you think you can text while skating over 5 MPAs in a student walkway, you fucking maniac?
I didn't think that was against the law.
You thought wrong, LeBron. Now you're getting a ticket for violating Suggestion 84 from the student handbook.
What seems to be the problem here?
What seems to be the problem here?
What seems to be the problem here? Yeah, what seems to be the problem? Guys, it's not going to work if we all 4 do it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not gonna work if we all do it.
Well, guys, it's not going to work if we all 4 do it. No, it's not going to work if we all 4 do it.
Hey, what the hell do you guys think you're doing on my campus, huh?
This gentleman with the fake mustache harassing you?
Yeah, I was just staying in class and now I'm late.
You head on off to class, son. We're real cops. Don't worry.
You stay right here. You understand? Hey, you stay. God damn, I've been working on this case for 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, I hate to bust your balls, Buster, but we've been getting a lot of calls from students claiming they're being harassed by a campus officer with a fake mustache.
Sounds like you got the wrong guy. Also sounds like you guys need to step out of this car so we can settle this like men, huh?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay, right. Or, why don't you guys get back in that car, get the hell out of here.
We don't feel like getting the hell back in this car.
Well, then I'll just have to.
Sullivan? Farva? What's up, dude?
Oh, no!
Yeah! Come on! Yeah, you look good!
Yeah!
You been lifting?
A little bit.
You look ripped!
Oh, thanks.
Hey, you two guys know each other? Know each other? This guy's my protege!
It all started back at the Police Training Academy, right? I was there for 2 years, Spot was there for 8, so he really showed me the ropes, you know?
I taught this guy everything he knows. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be on the force.
That's true. I saw this guy ring toss a donut on Billy's dick back in '94. I said to myself, I want to be just like that guy.
I remember that. It was glazed.
I thought it was powder.
No, glazed. I
Oh,
remember.
yeah, it was good. Slid right on in.
You got so much to catch up on.
So much to do.
So much to do.
So much to do.
Yeah.
Hey, you think what I'm thinking?
Montage. There you are. Oh, shit. We've been looking for you fuckheads all day. How long is this goddamn montage gonna take? We're just getting started. We got shit to do.
Hey, we got you.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about more than just messing around with college kids, huh? Let's go. Yeah, we're almost done raising money for this movie.
What movie?
Oh, we're making a sequel.
What?
Super Troopers.
You were in that?
Yeah.
No way.
Wait.
Who'd you play?
Farva.
No way.
Wait.
Farva was my favorite.
Mine too.
Oh my God.
You guys awesome.
We're celebrities. It's crazy.
Let's just fucking get serious. The point is, we gotta get out of here. Nuh-uh. I'm staying with Sullivan.
That's right. Partners for life, friends forever.
No, you're not. Coming with us.
Okay. What? Hey, wait, Farva. Farva. Please don't go, Farva. 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 Well, good morning and welcome to Live Life. Live Life. Oh, right. I never really wanted to do one of these staying alive things, but I've gotten so many requests to do one. I was finally like, okay, Christian, say what's up. You staying alive today? Oh, what's good? Oh, chocolate milk cereal. Chocolate milk. This cereal's all gone now, but it was damp and moist. Live alive for coffee. Just double juice for the day. Sorry about that. Everything better? Double juice, maybe coffee. See, do it every morning, you know? I'm on that version. Hey, so I just returned from Puerto Rico, where I finally have wrapped 22 Jump Street. I've been gone for 2.5 months. So we're currently in the phase where the last wave of sketches has ended, and the next wave of sketches is about to begin. So right now, we're in the writing, producing, filming phase. Call it a transitional period, if if you will. So, Christian and I wanted to take this opportunity to answer some fan questions. Absolutely hammered. Christian? Come on, buddy. Don't smell it. You don't.
I just want to prepare myself mentally for what's about to go down.
I think we should start off slow. I don't know why you thought of this video.
Shut the fuck up. This was not my idea, just so you know.
What is your biggest piss off?
Piss off? No, piss off is a competition.
I know, but he said,
It's where, like, you know when you're in elementary
15 feet.
5th grade, and it was like, who can stand the farthest back from the urinal and still get it in there? So I saw Cooler just like chilling, like, yeah, like 7 feet back, and the stream starts moving to Memento, and they're just like, oh, shit.
What's a Mormon? I believe a Mormon is a rare species of fish that can be found off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. If you could hook up with anyone, who would it be and why?
I would easily swoop Eve from Adam. I just took the first woman of all time.
Dude, that would just like fuck up the whole world.
Well, no, it's like time machine, or is it like I was there?
You don't even know what Eve looks like. She was the only girl on Earth. Like, Adam had to do it. What grade did you get on Nick's Spanish project? Nick actually got an A on that. This guy has some good questions, man.
You've been waiting for this.
Can you sentence a homeless man to house arrest? If you're in a vehicle going the speed of light, what happens when you turn on the headlights? Dude, this guy is just blowing my mind. Tell us
First,
the story of the first time you got drunk.
the first time I ever got drunk, I don't remember. Listen to this. The first time I ever got really drunk with Jimmy, like really drunk, was Big Bro Night, our fraternity, 2010. My girlfriend at the time called me and broke up with me. She was working out, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, this sucks. And I didn't know what to do, so I gave the phone to Jimmy. And we, like, just met. And he was like, let me talk. He's like, you don't know what you're doing. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. Chris is such a good guy.
Hello, and welcome to Drunk Questions, Part 9, aka Quarantine Edition.
Gotta keep it festive.
It is, as they say, Rona season.
Corona season. If I didn't have Corona, I'd do it now.
Well, yeah.
What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. Doing Insanely Chill. This is it. We're doing it.
Alright.
How's it sound? Sound good?
Sounds great, man.
Yeah.
I just love talking to microphones and headphones. It's great.
How many podcasts have you done before?
I've done a few. I just say yes to all of them. You know,
Yes to every question?
No, yes to all podcast requests.
Okay.
And I just like talking.
Do you really? Because I feel weird asking people to be on it.
Really?
I feel so weird. I'm like, you do your fucking podcast? Sweet.
No, dude. I was.
Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a supernatural fantasy film, House of 1,000 Corpses. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take. Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Rat Part 2. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins when a SWAT team is gearing up for an operation. They're having a conversation in the vehicle as they are on the way to the location. The team has high technology, big guns, and protective equipment for them to use in operation. After reaching the destination, they get off the vehicle and see many people outside. Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Rat Part 2. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins when a SWAT team is gearing up for an operation. They're having a conversation in the vehicle as they are on the way to the location. The team has high technology, big guns, and protective equipment for them to use in operation. After reaching the destination, they get off the vehicle and see many people outside. One of the men approaches them and says that there is a contagious infection in one of the buildings. They describe the disease as rabies-like, giving people so much aggressiveness. They say that 2 people are already deceased inside the building, and one of them is a policeman. The team starts going inside the building. Inside the apartment, they see stains of blood on the floor. The medical expert explains to them that the virus is contagious only through liquid contact So he advises the team that they could take their masks off. Right after, they go upstairs to look for more. At first, everything is calm, and no presence of zombie-like beings are being witnessed. While going upstairs, they hear a sound from the basement. Ignoring it, they continue climbing stairs. On the top floor, they see a strange room full of newspapers and medical supplies. The medical expert orders the cameraman to record everything. They find documents that are pertinent to the strange disease, implying that someone in the apartment is already familiar with this disease, but they keep it a secret. Inside the room, they hear something moving from the attic. To check it, one of the SWATs investigates it thoroughly using a flashlight. He finds nothing there, and all of it is only junk. However, they hear a noise outside the room. The medical expert orders the team not to check for it, but instead focus on analyzing the documents. The SWAT team disagrees and says that if there are any survivors, they should save them. The SWAT team carefully goes downstairs and follows the sound they hear. Mardos comes inside one of the rooms, and the zombie-like woman starts attacking him. The diseased woman starts biting Mardos. The rest of the SWAT team hears the screams of Mardos on the radio, so they immediately go to the room to send help. However, as soon as the team goes to the room, they find Mardos already infected with the disease. Mardos starts acting aggressively, and he attacks the rest of the SWAT members. Temporarily, they hold off Mardos by locking him in one of the rooms. The SWAT team now realizes that this operation is not normal, and they question the medical expert what kind of disease they are fighting. The medical expert promises that he will say what he knows if they go into the penthouse. He says that the disease is not a simple virus. The expert shows them a picture of Tristana, a young woman who was diabolically possessed. They say that this place is specifically chosen for them to study the physiological symptoms of the virus and for hopes of creating an antidote. It is revealed that the medical expert is originally from the church. He's actually a priest. He says that it is a secret operation and they want to frame the incident merely as diabolic possessions. The priest says they need to have a sample of Tristana's blood to create an antidote. The SWATs disagree, and they say that they want out of the building. This scene answers all the mystery that lies behind the penthouse. We now know the reason behind all the questions. The thing is, we can see that those in power have the ability to hide this big secret to the people by keeping it a secret. Outside the apartment, everyone knows it is just a viral infection. Later, one of the SWAT members, Laura, becomes upset as they go through the documents more profoundly. They see pictures of children being used for the experiment. While the head of the team tries to relax Laura, a zombie-like child suddenly attacks them from above. The diseased child is moving quickly. The team follows it, and later they find the child hiding in the attic. While tracing the diseased child's movements through sound, the SWATs fire their machine gun in the ceiling. Because of the bullets, the ceiling falls off along with the dead body of an elderly man. While looking at it, the priest is attacked by the child on his back. To save the priest, the SWAT team gets hold of the child. The priest orders them to kill the zombified child, but the SWATs refuse to do it because they think that it is improper to kill a child. Not having patience, however, the priest takes one of the shotguns and fires at the child himself. After the commotion, and in hopes of retrieving Tristana's blood, they look in the attic to search for it more. Laura goes alone. While crawling, he sees a mini refrigerator and sees the sample of Tristana's blood. As he gets it, the team orders Laura to get back as soon as possible. While trying to get back to the team, a group of diseased children comes attacking him. Fortunately, Laura successfully escapes. The SWAT team says to the priest that they should go out now because they have successfully retrieved the blood. However, the priest wants to check it first. To check it, the priest chants some kind of prayer, and the blood starts to react. The priest confirms that they have succeeded. Today I'll show you a horror film, Lights Out. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins in a building that stores mannequins. Paul receives a call from his daughter, and his daughter tells him that her mother is talking to herself. Paul promises his daughter that he is working to make her mom's situation better. Then Paul's secretary asks if he is staying to work overtime, and he says that he will not. So he tells his secretary to close off, and then the secretary proceeds to turn off the lights in the building. The secretary goes to the back room and turns off the lights. There, she notices a scary shadow, but it disappears when she turns on the lights. As the secretary plays with the light switch, the scary shadow goes near her. Later on, this Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a supernatural fantasy film, House of 1000 Corpses. Spoiler ahead. Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Wreck Part 2. Spoiler ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie begins when a SWAT team is gearing up for an operation. They're having a conversation in the vehicle as they are on the way to the location. The team has high technology, big guns, and protective equipment for them to use in operation. After reaching the destination, they get off the vehicle and see many people outside. One of the men approaches them and says that there is a contagious infection in one of the buildings. They describe the disease as rabies-like, giving people so much aggressiveness. They say that 2 people are already deceased inside the building, and one of them is a policeman. The team starts going inside the building. Inside the apartment, they see stains of blood on the floor. The medical expert explains to them that the virus is contagious only through liquid contact, so he advises the team that they could take their masks off. Right after, they go upstairs to look for more. At first, everything is calm, and no presence of zombie-like beings are being witnessed. While going upstairs, they hear a sound from the basement. Ignoring it, they continue climbing stairs. On the top floor, they see a strange room full of newspapers and medical supplies. The medical expert orders the cameraman to record everything. They find documents that are pertinent to the strange disease, implying that someone in the apartment is already familiar with this disease, but they keep it a secret. Inside the room, they hear something moving from the attic. To check it, one of the SWATs investigates it thoroughly using a flashlight. He finds nothing there, and all of it is only junk. However, they hear a noise outside the room. The medical expert orders the team not to check for it, but instead focus on analyzing the documents. The SWAT team disagrees and says that if there are any survivors, they should save them. The SWAT team carefully goes downstairs and follows the sound they hear. The priest is attacked by the child on his back. To save the priest, the SWAT team gets hold of the child. The priest orders them to kill the zombified child, but the SWATs refuse to do it because they think that it is improper to kill a child. Not having patience, however, the priest takes one of the shotguns and fires at the child himself. After the commotion, and in hopes of retrieving Tristana's blood, they look in the attic to search for it more. Laura goes alone. While crawling, he sees a mini refrigerator and sees the sample of Tristana's blood. As he gets it, the team orders Laura to get back as soon as possible. While trying to get back to the team, a group of diseased children comes attacking him. Fortunately, Laura successfully escapes. The SWAT team says to the priest that they should go out now because they have successfully retrieved the blood. However, the priest wants to check it first. To check it, the priest chants some kind of prayer, and the blood starts to react. The priest confirms that they have successfully retrieved the blood. However, because the reaction is burning, the SWAT man lets go of the sample, and now they are back to zero. The priest says that they will not get out until the mission is over. Outside the room, they order Laura to check on one area. Many infected people are now attacking them. Along with the priest, the SWAT head finds a secure place to hide. However, Laura is stuck in the other room. There are too many zombie-like people attacking Laura, and he cannot handle them alone. He starts losing ammo to his machine gun. Out of fear, Laura goes to the bathroom. Accepting defeat, Laura takes his pistol and fires it at his own head, killing himself. The chief says that they should go now because the blood sample is already gone. However, the priest says that they should continue. If the blood is already gone, then they must find Tristana and extract some blood from her. The priest says that they need to create an antidote no matter what it costs. A diseased young girl starts approaching them. The chief holds her for them to shoot. However, the priest reveals that this girl is Tristana, who is now possessed by the devil. This is the reason why she can speak. The devil can communicate through her body. The priest starts talking to Tristana, asking the devil where she is hiding. However, the chief cannot handle the devil much longer. That is why he shoots her in the head. Outside the apartment, a group of young people is seen. Being curious about the apartment, they want to sneak into the building. They go underground to try to find their way in. Escaping from the cops, they realize that they are already inside the building. The young woman does not feel good about it. Inside the building, they are located by 2 much older men. One of them says that they need to get out of the building because it is dangerous. On their way back, they realize that the police have already blocked the exit. They are all now stuck in the building together. The the group starts going upstairs to look for one of the older man's families. They go inside the room to check if they are safe. However, a zombie-like woman starts attacking them suddenly. To stop her, one of the kids puts fireworks in the mouth of the deceased woman just to blow her head off. However, one of the older men gets bitten by the deceased woman. Out of panic, the group tries to escape through the window, but snipers start shooting them. They are left with no choice but to try to survive in the building. The young kids start crying out of fear. They have committed the biggest regret of their life. In one of the rooms, they see the helmet of Mardos. This is the reason why the SWAT team picked the signals earlier. While walking around, they hear a voice of a young woman crying for help. They intend to help the kid. That is why they open the door where the group can hear the sound. After opening it, they are immediately attacked by the diseased man. The zombie-like being starts going to the older man. To stop it, the girl must shoot the guy. However, because of fear and inexperience, she misaims and shoots the older man instead. The deceased man starts going for her as well. Fortunately, she is able to stop him using the pistol. After what happens, they are now united with the SWAT chief and the priest. The young kids start crying as they explain their situation and how they got into the apartment. The young boy says that he might have been bitten by the zombie-like beings. Because of it, the chief starts holding him to prevent him from attacking them. In the next scene, they see Angela all worn out and bloody. They realize she is the TV anchor that went with the fire. The chief checks the face of Angela to make sure that she is not infected. Angela says that she already saw the devil. The priest tries reaching the devil through the young kid's body. He is asking the devil where she is hiding. However, the devil refuses to reveal its location. The devil says that she is high above the apartment, implying a penthouse room. The priest asks Angela how she met the devil. Angela says that she saw her because of the night vision of the camera. Knowing this information, they now go upstairs to confront the devil. To look for her, they turn all the lights off and use their night vision. The one holding the camera is guiding the team's direction. To end all of these, they go inside the room in hopes of defeating the devil. Inside the room, they search every corner of it to find the devil. The cameraman guides them throughout the way. While searching, they find water in some kind of well. The chief starts investigating.
Continue on National Highway 34 for 7 kilometers.
They are now in the presence of the devil. They are having a bad time locating him because of the darkness. Angela says that the devil cannot locate them if they do not make any sound. In night vision, the devil is seen looking for them blindly. Unfortunately, the priest's radio starts making a sound out of nowhere. Because of it, he is located by the devil. To save the priest, Angela takes the shotgun and shoots the devil in its head. Angela, along with the SWAT people, starts demanding the priest to let them out. The priest insists that they should finish the mission. Angela is clearly upset about what the priest is saying. That is why she starts hurting him physically. Still refusing her demand, Angela shoots her using the shotgun. While all bloody, Angela says to the priest that he should not make it any harder, but instead, he should give the order for them to get out. It seems like the devil is starting to possess Angela's body. She kills the priest and uses the radio to let herself out. Rec 2 is just the beginning. The devil is attempting to get out of the apartment. Who knows what bigger atrocity will happen if she ever lets out? This is the very captivating thing about the series of Rec. In every movie, they leave a cliffhanger for the audiences to think about what will happen in the next films. It is revealed in the end that the devil gave a part of her inside Angela's body. This is the reason why she can control Angela's minds. This is something that the priests overlook, the ability of the devil to control an uninfected human. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day. Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Skeleton Key. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a 25-year-old good-hearted nurse named Caroline, who is reading a story to her patient at a nursing hospital. As her voice becomes a symphony of hope, Caroline slowly witnesses the death and demise of her patient. After continuously seeing how the hospital treats its patients as a cargo, this leads her to realize a decision to quit her job. With all the stressors and burdens from her previous work, she then notices a job advertisement in a newspaper, thinking that this is an opportunity. Hesitant at first, she consults her friend Jill in addressing the post as a new beginning. Caroline finally discerns that she is ready to take a full-time hospice caregiver position at a remote plantation mansion in Terrebonne Parish. There, she will receive a monthly salary of $1,000. One day, she decides to visit the said location and arrives at the mansion. Only the whispering winds surround the location, and only the twittering birds rule the creepy atmosphere. A few seconds later, the family lawyer named Luke welcomes Caroline and introduces the woman in the house. She then meets Mrs. Devereaux taking care of her paralyzed husband, Mr. Devereaux, who cannot talk and is currently bedridden due to a stroke. At the very first time they meet, Mrs. Devereaux shows an unwelcoming response and behavior towards Caroline, but she was born in New Jersey, not in New Orleans. She even insists that the new applicant will not understand the house and will be just like the other previous caregivers. Knowing that they cannot have a good relationship with each other, Caroline almost refuses the job. However, the family lawyer convinces her to accept the position, even though the recent nurses were fired will quit their job. Without any delay, Caroline finally grabs the offer and immediately packs her belongings with the help of her good friend Joe. On her way back to the estate of the elderly couple, her car runs out of gas. While she's looking for a solution to her problem, she stops at a gasoline station, and she observes the line of brick dust in the front door. In addition, residents appear to be reserved and are eerie. An unknown strange man suddenly appears and collects the payment for the gasoline. Meanwhile, Caroline arrives at the mansion and begins unpacking her things. As she tries to familiarize the location, she recognizes frame marks of mirrors in some areas of the wall. Later, she goes to Mr. Devereaux's bedroom to introduce herself, until the paralyzed man tightly grabs her wrist with a deathly grip and strange expression. The commotion ends when Mrs. Devereaux enters the room to give some medications and remedies for Mr. Devereaux. Afterward, Mrs. Devereaux starts to elaborate all the tasks of Caroline to Mr. Devereaux as her full-time caregiver. Curious as she is, Caroline asks her about the history of their house. Mrs. Devereaux explains that they bought the house in 1962 from Martin and Grace, who were siblings. While Caroline is listening to the house's history, she finds a picture of 2 adults and 2 kids. She distinguishes a note at the back of the photo, which states, Papa Justify and Mama Cecile. Lastly, Mrs. Devereaux warns her about the attic and emphasizes a thing that could open 30 doors in the mansion, and this thing is known as the skeleton key. The following day, Mrs. Devereaux cultivates and fixes her plants in the garden, while Caroline is guiding Mr. Devereaux in a wheelchair. Then the old woman asks her to get some seeds from the attic. While searching the seeds and entering the room, Caroline hears a disturbing noise that catches her attention and pushes her to search for it. She finds a rattling door behind the fireplace, and out of curiosity, she attempts to open it using the... Fortunately, the door...
Continue for 1 kilometer.
She later asks about the mysterious attic, but Mrs. Devereaux appears to be avoiding the said topic, stating that she has never been in the room. We can remember in the beginning that Mr. Devereaux suffered his stroke in the attic. During a stormy evening, a terrible sound awakens Caroline and provokes her to search for it. She then double-checks Mr. Devereaux's bedroom, only to find out that no one is in bed and that Mr. Devereaux is missing. She instantly searches and tries to find Mr. Devereaux in any other areas. Eventually, she locates Mr. Devereaux crawling on the roof and falls to the ground. She quickly calls the attention of Mrs. Devereaux by loudly banging her door, and she rushes downstairs to help the old stroke victim man. The terrifying night reveals an alarming message when Caroline uncovers the bedsheet with the phrase, "Help me," and hides it in the cabinet. The next day, Luke shows up to update the will of Mrs. Devereaux. Caroline begins to speculate and shares what she discovered about the bedsheet's filthy. But surprisingly, the bedsheet is blank and has no written messages. Having these alarming signs from Mr. Devereaux, Caroline gradually doubts and realizes that the paralyzed man needs help. She feels that something or someone hinders and silences the older man from conveying a message about danger. One morning, Caroline takes advantage of the moment when Mrs. Devereaux is sweeping at the backyard. Caroline rapidly...
Ding ding pie.
She is intrigued with the artifacts, human organs, spell books, mirrors, and recordings, which she believes are magic components. Just a few moments later, Caroline gets nervous when Mrs. Devereaux is looking for her. She then drops and breaks a jar containing a human organ, and she immediately tries to hide. Luckily, Mrs. Devereaux does not catch her, and she escapes the attic together.
In 300 meters, turn left.
The puzzlement, Caroline revisits the room and gets an old recordings labeled as the Conjure of Sacrifice. She brings it with her apartment and listens to it privately. What she hears is Papa Justify's voice uttering an incantation. Seemingly anxious, they talk about this matter and drink at the bar. Jill shares the concept of hoodoo as magic, which only works for those who believe. She also brings Caroline to the shop of her aunt, which is fronted as a laundry shop. The next day, Mrs. Devereaux gets furious and drops a flower vase when she finds out that Caroline has hung a mirror in Mr. Devereaux's room.
Turn left.
Down all the mirrors. Caroline confronts Mrs. Devereaux about the attic. She threatens her that she will leave if she does not talk about it. A revelation arises when Caroline confronts Mrs. Devereaux directly, asking
Continue for 4 kilometers.
the said woman begins telling the story about the horrifying past. 90 years ago, a cruel banker moved into the house with his family and 2 servants, named Justify and Cecile. One night, as the party ended, the wealthy guests looked for the 2 children of the banker to say goodbye, but they found them in the attic doing a ritual together with Justify and Cecile. The said servants are experts in the voodoo magic, and Justify even learned a spell known as the Conjure Sacrifice. Consequently, the guests dragged these 2 servants and hung their bodies from a tree. The children witnessed how their wealthy visitors burned and set fire to servants' bodies. Afterward, the banker's business went bankrupt, and they bought their way out of being charged with any crime. However, the banker killed himself and his wife. In the present, one afternoon, while carrying the laundry, Caroline finds a container of brick dust in the shed. She then uses a small mirror and presents it to Mr. Devereaux's face while she is bathing. Upon looking in the mirror, Mr. Devereaux trembles and exhibits a frightening reaction. She locks the bathroom door, and she apologizes to him for making him hurt and scared. As she observes the mysterious atmosphere and signs given by Mr. Devereaux, this leads Caroline to pretend about shopping outside. However, she will visit Jill's aunt, who has a hidden hoodoo shop. There, she finds Mama Cynthia, who sells spell books and potions. She asks her about the brick dust at the entrance of her door. She then determines that the essence of this is to detect the enemies, as they cannot cross through. With these confusing and unanswered thoughts, she shares everything with Mama Cynthia and exults for the next step to do as she tries to help Mr. Devereaux. She now concludes that behind the condition of Mr. Devereaux is a magic spell, preventing him from speaking and acting. Cynthia grants her requests and provides her with all the magic equipment to reverse Mr. Devereaux's condition. Her friend Jill even wonders and questions why she is so attached to the said patient. Armed with perseverance, Caroline is eager to help the older man instead of abandoning him. This is because she does not want Mr. Devereaux to take the same treatment as the patients who she had before in hospitals. In addition, she is now emotionally involved in saving Mr. Devereaux due to the guilt she felt for not attending to her father during his final month. With this, Caroline finds the right time and grabs the chance to perform the ritual. While the magic spell is ongoing, the procedure unveils a hidden truth when Mr. Devereaux slowly utters her name. The paralyzed man repeats, "Help me," and begs Caroline to get an illumination. When Mrs. Devereaux feels that something is occurring, she wakes up and interrupts the scene. As Caroline asks Mr. Devereaux whom he is trying to flee, he suddenly points to his wife. Mrs. Devereaux sends Caroline away, and Mr. Devereaux's stake goes back to being muted. That night, Caroline wakes up from a nightmare involving Justify and Cecile, the 2 servants with herself being silenced, and she then distinguishes a reflection in the mirror. The next day, she starts packing her things, but she changes her mind after seeing Mr. Devereaux and thinking about her father. She visits Luke at his office and shares some pictures of the stuff she found in the attic. These experiences triggered her to know and search for the last hospice nurse. Later, Luke introduces her to Mr. Devereaux's last caretaker named Hallie, and this lady warns Caroline to leave the house as soon as possible. Furthermore, Caroline takes the lawyer to the gasoline station, where she sees magic items and witnesses dust sprinkled in their doorway. She then remembers the moment when she attempts to show the bedsheet to Luke with a disappeared message. As we cannot forget, the dust serves as a weapon of protection, as the ghost cannot pass through it. As they follow the familiar sound of a playing record, they find a blind woman who talks about Justify in his conjuring. Caroline learns that it is a spell wherein the people who cast this spell will possess and steal the remaining years of life from its victim. Finally, She is now certain and fears that Mrs. Devereaux will soon cast a spell on Mr. Devereaux. Meanwhile, Caroline tries to find her record when she arrives at the house, but she cannot locate it.